ANC struggle veteran and former minister in the office of the presidency, Essop Pahad, has died at the age of 84. He was known as an active member of the ANC and the SACP during the liberation struggle. Pahad was appointed the minister in the presidency when Thabo Mbeki became president in 1999. For some reaction on this news, we now speak to the ANC's national spokesperson, Mahlengi Bhengu-Motsiri. Mahlengi, good morning and thank you so much for making time for us. Condolences to you as well as your fellow comrades.
Good morning and thank you, Aldrin.
What do you make of this news that has now come through, and also looking at the legacy of Essop Pahad?
Yes, a very rich legacy in the liberation heritage of our country. A struggle stalwart who belongs right up there in terms of those that paved the way. Joining the struggle in 1950, in the early mid-50s, through his activism in the Transvaal Youth Congress, all the way to him being banned and exiled, and all the way to him growing a massive international resistance movement alongside his peers, Thabo Mbeki, Essop Pahad, and countless others, and all the way to him becoming part of those that envisioned and actually manifested South Africa's democratic architecture. A child of the people of Reneke, a young activist, as I said, of the Transvaal Youth Congress, and a graduate of the universities of Sussex and Visp. And so we are totally heartbroken as the ANC, an elder of the ANC, of course, as you know, who until his last days was in interaction with the organization, offering advice and counsel where it was required.
Yeah. And in offering that advice, what was his take, though, about the state of the ANC? And the ANC has always said that it's going through its renewal process, and also some of the concerns that he had raised before about the status of the leagues of the party.
Well, I would say that now that he has passed after having been of ill health for some time, I would say that if he was alive, I'd like to guess that he would be pleased with the progress that the ANC is making in its renewal effort, rebuilding the leagues, including the Veterans League, the youth, because he himself was the product of the youth struggle. And I would say that he'd also be pleased that the recent National Working Committee has finalized the establishment of the Renewal Commission high-level one of elders that is going to be led by the former president with the current incumbent president being the chair. I'd say that we're pleased with all of those efforts because to him the ANC was him and he was the ANC.
Yeah. And also his ability to actually speak truth to power as well. We know during the period of former President Jacob Zuma as well, where a group of elders were really saying that, listen, we're not happy with the status of the ANC and where the ANC is going towards, and directing that message to the president of the party at the time, Jacob Zuma.
Yes, and those of us who had an opportunity to work with him as youngsters, we will say that that was true to form. Never to the one to deflect, and never the one to mollycoddle things, but at the same time extremely collegial and very relatable and quite intergenerational. So young people will find it easy to speak to Comrade Essop about a range of things. And certainly, yes, he was definitely not afraid to speak truth to power.
Yeah. A final one, Mahlengi, is state capture. And we know his role with introducing the Gupta brothers to the ANC, at least, as well as people in power. I don't know, has the ANC ever had a conversation with him, or perhaps do you know of any conversation that Essop Pahad has had about introducing the Gupta brothers to the ANC and what would later on happen? Although, of course, he was not involved in what would later happen with the state capture, per se.
Well, to your first question, Alvin, I wouldn't know of direct conversations on that matter between himself and the ANC. I also do know that that was largely part of the reportage. And at this point in time, what my approach, certainly speaking for the ANC, whenever the matters of this nature arise about a fallen person, I always, prefer for that reflection to happen once the person has been buried. I always feel that we should allow the family the space to just do the work that they need to do. But yes, I do note that that is a matter that forms part of his history, and you can't walk away from it.
Thank you so much for your time. Spokesperson there of the ANC.